What's going on YouTube? This is Shaddoll Fox 4562 here with Parker Lad 88, and we're doing a deck profile on Shaddoll. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
Alright. The third summoner from Team 3 Summon, Fusion. So, started off with 3 Falco. The main reason why I like it is because it's a tuner. On flip, you can special summon any Shaddoll monster from the graveyard, and when it gets destroyed by card effect, it gets to special summon itself. I like running 3 because I like maximizing my synchro plays, so 3 this guy. And then 3 Dragon. On flip, you can send... Is it any card? I think it's any card. Let me check really quick. No, it's just opponent. You can send any of your opponent's cards back to their hand, spell, trap, monster, whatever, send it back to their hand, and then when it's sent to the graveyard via card effect, you can destroy a spell or trap. And Lord knows I hate me some back row, so run this guy at 3, and he's a beater, so I like that. Then we got our Searcher. 3 Hedgehog. On flip, he searches for a Shaddoll spell or trap, and then when on card effect, he searches for any other Shaddoll monster. So, like running into 3, maximize the search power. 2 Beasts. On flip. Do I need to move these up?
No, you're good. It's just I'm trying to reduce the glare.
Okay,
there we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Right there.
Alright, cool. So, we run 2 Beasts. On flip, you get to draw 2, discard 1, so you actually get the effect off of that Shaddoll. And then when you send the graveyard via card effect, you get to draw 1 card. I like running him at 2. I think that's just good enough for him. Gives you some extra draw support. We do 1 Squamata or Lizard. When you send to the graveyard via card effect, you can Foolish any Shaddoll card you want to. And then when you flip them up, you get to destroy 1 card that, or 1 monster your opponent controls. I actually like his flip effect better than his Foolish effect. The only time it really comes in handy is if I'm ever going for the team, Midrash and Winda.
Right.
I can use him to send core, so I can get back my Shaddoll fusion.
I got you.
Yep. And then we run 1 Hound. This is something new that I've been trying out.
The brokenness.
Yeah. I like him because he's a high utility card. On flip, he gets back any Shaddoll card from the graveyard, and then when he's sent there via card effect, you can flip. You can change the battle position of any monster on the field. But the only effects that activate are Shaddoll effects. So you can do some pretty nutty things with him. The only reason why I run 1 is just because he's more of a combo-oriented card. He's really only good off of anything that can foolish you, pretty much. I remember one play I actually did today. I actually had a dragon face down, sent him to make a fusion, and then flip the dragon up using him. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, fun plays. I like utility cards. 2 Armageddon Knight. I'm on Team Armageddon Knight with this one. I think Armageddon Knight is better than Mathematician, just because he can target any of the Shaddoll monsters, and I can search him with the 1 murder that I run.
Gotcha.
So, I can better that way. I mean, I know that the Mathematician release combo is great, but I'll worry about that whenever a new challenge comes out and Shikinaga becomes a thing. In the meantime, he does it. My light of choice, Rainbow Karibo. I like him because he's never dead in hand, and he's never dead in my graveyard either. I can equip him to my opponent's monster when they attack in order to protect the monsters I want to. Maybe use the effects on my turn, like, let's say someone destroys my Falcon, it comes back. Maybe I want to protect it so I can get its effect next turn. That guy. And then, more unconventional stuff. We have 1 copy of Exodios, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. I remember I saw this in one deck profile for Burning Abyss, but what this guy does, the only important effect I'm going to say is, whenever, to special summon him, you have to put all of your cards, all of your monsters, back into your deck. So, all your main deck monsters that you sent off with this card right here, Shaddoll Fusion, back to deck. All your extra deck monsters, back to deck. So it's great at extending the playtime for Shadolls, because whenever you're sending resources from the deck so much, you run out of resources really quickly, so he puts all those back. That's the only effect that matters. So those are all of our monsters. Next on, we're going to go ahead and do the spells. Do Shaddoll Fusion. Pretty self-explanatory, lets you fusion the deck when your opponent controls an extra deck monster, you know, all those nutty plays. 2 MST, because I hate back row.
Of course.
Running 2 copies of Super Poly. I actually would rather only run 1, but because I don't have my second Sinister Shadow games, I run 2, and you know, everybody knows what Super Poly does.
Yeah.
Light and Dark decks are the most prevalent in the meta right now, so Super Poly fits the bill. 2 Wonderwand. The spellcasters, the first thing I thought of when I saw Shaddolls is, ooh, they're spellcasters. Wonderwand. It kind of seems like a duh. I don't know why more people don't at least tech around with Wonderwand if they're so concerned about draw power. I think it's better than running Beast at 3 and dead drawing another Beast. And speaking of draw power, Beginning of the end.
Okay, so explain this card.
Okay, so this was a fun choice.
Okay.
This is why I decided to run this. I initially decided to run it as a fun choice, but it's actually been working out for me pretty well. Basically, you know, if you control if you have 7 dark monsters in your graveyard, then you can banish 5 of them, and then you draw 3. Because my reasoning was, how many Shaddoll cards do you really need? You need maybe like 1 Falcon, 1 Dragon, or 2, and so on and so forth. So it's just like, what are all my extra spare Shaddolls doing? Nothing. Might as well turn them into draw power. So I just decided to run beginning and the end, and it's fun. I like it. It works out for me.
Sweet.
Yep. We have the 1 copy of Foolish Burial.
Of course.
Yep. Lord of Darkness. We maximize on the draw power in this.
Yes.
And it works out for me. It lets me get to my siding cards faster. It lets me get to all my answers faster. Like, there was this one duel I was doing with Neo Dark Guy where I was up against the ropes, and I played like 3 draw cards like in a row, and I was able to get out of it. So
Nice.
Yep. We got 1 Rhoda for the Armageddon Knights, and then on the traps. Actually, let me just go ahead and do this out of the way. Onto the traps, we have 1 copy of Sinister Shadow Games. The only reason why I run 1 is because I don't have 2, which is why I run that second Super Poly. This card does lots of nutty things. Send a Shaddoll card, put as many Shaddoll cards as you want to. A lot of people think this is going to get hit on the ban list, so I'm actually kind of happy. Except for Foxy. Foxy doesn't think so.
I don't think so.
I would like it not to, because I actually want to run this card at 2. I've been searching for a second for the longest time. But, you know, if it does get hit, hey, at least I'm prepared.
Right.
Bottomless, kind of self-explanatory. Impulse, also self-explanatory. Solemn, 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill, and 2 copies of Roots. Okay, now I'm going to explain this. I am so sick and tired of like listening to like all the people who do deck profiles with and be like, Shaddoll Core, it's so bad. Let me tell you all the good things about this card. This counts as any attribute for Shaddoll monster. I can toss this with Wonder Wand. I can turn it into a beater with Wonder Wand. I can get back Shaddoll Fusion from the graveyard, you know, via that loop where you send it off with Construct. It's a 9. I can use it to synchro for Star Eater. This card just offers plays for days, and on top of that, it's chainable. I can use it to protect myself. And I mean, if you really want to waste the lance or the back row on it, then by all means, please do. That just means I win out in the end. So run this card at 2. Run this card. It's good.
I like
Don't
that
listen to anybody else. So that is the main deck.
All right.
So on to the extra deck. We've got 3 copies of El Shaddoll Construct.
Of course.
Yep. I initially ran this card too. The only reason why I bumped it up to 3 is because of Super Poly. I go into this card a lot, and with Super Poly, I want to make sure that I have a target that I can go into.
Right.
So we run the 3 Construct.
Gotcha.
Special summon, you get to send off any Shaddoll cards, so you send off Core so you can get back your Fusion, and then all kind of crazy things. And then we run 2 copies of the team. Winda and Midrash. This is Midrash. That's Winda right there. The team. You must address them as such.
Crow!
Crow.
Crow!
So what this does, well, everybody knows what this does pretty much. I'm just explaining it anyway. So you can only special summon once per turn and it can't be destroyed by card effects. This is only a card that I actually like special summoning whenever I actually have advantage. Like if my opponent doesn't have a lot of cards in their hand and not much on field, that's pretty much the only reason that you need to summon this. It's not the end all be all that everybody thinks it is. It's good, but it's not like, oh my gosh, so good. Onto the Xyz monsters, because I like to carry a piece of Team 3 summons with me at all times. We got 1 Castell, the Poor Man's 101. Speaking of the 101, we got 101. Exciton Knight, and Gaga Cowboy. Yeah. Not much to say there. Then for synchros, we have Star Eater. So next we have Star Eater. Because I run Core at 2, I can go for this guy. Core is a 9. And it's like, wait a minute, I can go for Star Eater. Plus it gives me a chance to play my Ghost Star Eater, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Then we got Leo. We can use Construct and Falco in order to make Leo, which I actually do a couple times. Pretty self-explanatory. For our 7s, we run Black Rose and Arcanite Magician. Arcanite Magician is my absolute favorite synchro monster and my favorite Gen 3 monster. And, you know, spellcasters, I feel great being able to run this thing again. Black Rose, a board wipe, pretty self-explanatory. Less conventional choice, we have Tempest Magician. I burned out somebody for 2,000 life points per game with this card. For people who don't know what it does, whenever it's synchro summon, you gain a counter, and then you can toss any number of cards out your hand to give it counters, or to basically distribute counters to any monster on the field that can hold counters. And then you can remove all those counters and burn for 500 for each counter. So it's pretty good. It's like another cowboy, I guess, if you will. And then, of course, last 5 we got Armades. You know, really helps out against everything in the meta these days because everything has an effect that it recycles itself, and then run over stuff with this guy during the battle phase to get none of it. So.
Gotcha.
Yep. So that's everything for Shaddolls.
All right.
And then got a side deck as well. Got 2 copies of DD Crow. It's nice to have a spell speed 2 soul relief for those situations. I like siding into this guy mostly whenever I win game 1, but it's just a good choice altogether.
Absolutely.
Vanity's Emptiness. Royal Recruit.
Because you hate the back row.
Because I hate the back row. Yeah, you catching on? This guy. And the Dust Tornado. Like I said, sometimes the best side cards are side deck hate cards, and these 2 will be in every side deck that I will ever play. Especially going into game 2 if you win, and you know everyone's going to be siding against you.
Yeah.
And plus, everybody hates Shaddoll right now. Got 2 copies of Mind Crush. I can't remember why I sided this in. There was a legitimate reason why I decided to side this, but I can't remember what it is. 2 Grazale Prison. This is actually something new that I want to test out. I actually haven't had any experience with it yet, but I run fusions. The card says that synchros and exceeds, they don't get their effects. You can't synchro exceed till your opponent's next turn, so I figure, yeah, it's worth a shot. And then 2 Light Imprisonings. I know I play Constructs, but once again, it's for those matchups where...
Yeah, who cares? Who
yeah,
cares?
pretty much. Yep, and that's everything for Shadolls.
Alright, so what is your best, worst matchup? What do you like about the deck? What do you not like about the deck?
Well, okay, I'll start with the things I do like about the deck. The things I like about the deck is that the deck is always active. It's always doing things like the options that you have in this deck as far as plays that you can do are a lot, and I really like decks that make me think and also reward me for that, for challenging me that way. I also like it just because it's a fusion deck. I'm a fusion summoner for team 3 summons. Fusions are my thing. So pretty much any fusion summoning deck, I'm going to at least take a look at it and for Shadolls.
Gotcha.
Yeah, fusion deck. So as far as good matchups, I haven't actually had a lot of chances to play a lot of matchups with Shadolls, but pretty much anything where I can abuse the Rash in some way. So Tellarknights are probably not as easy of a matchup as you would think, or probably not as easy of a matchup as you would think that they are. Yang Zing can be a pretty good matchup for Shadolls unless they flip that skill drain.
Right.
Other than that, I feel like I actually have to test more with the deck before I figure out what the really good matchups and what the bad matchups are for it. So, but it's working out for me. I really like it. This version of it's really fun for me.
Okay, good deal. Alright, well, this is Shadow Fox 4562 signing out, guys.